I'm DarkHero, and this is Reflection Part 2.
She looked at me with those wide eyes. Her mouth was agape and her neck was bent. Her hand was lifting up toward me and I screamed. Whatever she was, whatever this thing was, it was coming at me in my reflection. And that's when I looked around me to see puddles scattered across the streets. I didn't know what else to do, so I just ran. In my mad dash forward, I got a glimpse of myself in different things. A puddle, a store window, and a sleek black car passing by. Within my reflection, that horrible woman was right behind me. In my ears, I could hear her whispering, but it was still incoherent to me. I hoped and prayed that whatever she was would just stop. I was on a street with a large abandoned building, and upon its surface were large windows. I looked at them, and sure enough, I could see my terrified expression reflected at me. Still behind me was the woman, whose long, skinny arms were reaching toward me. The building was the length of the whole block, so I took a deep breath and continued to run, nearly getting hit by a car in the process. I ran and ran and ran. I looked back at the window to see her gliding behind me in the reflection. I shifted my attention to what was directly in front of me, and I could suddenly feel her breath on the back of my neck. I didn't care about work anymore. I didn't care about the audition. The only thing on my mind was escaping this thing. I reached the end of the block, but it was an endless chase as I kept running past stores and other businesses. I decided to take a chance and turned the corner into an alleyway. A nice, dark alleyway. I looked around to see the left and right of me was just brick. I let out a sigh of relief to find that there was nothing capable of causing a reflection here. My whole body was shaking, not just from the cold, but from my near brush with death. My chest ached as my heart struggled to steady its beating. I pulled my phone out of my purse, but was met with a black screen. I'd forgotten to charge my phone, so it must have died. Stupid me. I caught my reflection on the screen, and I saw the woman right beside me. She grabbed a fistful of my hair, and I felt a pain jolt from my scalp. I dropped my phone, and I stared helplessly at the screen as the woman wrapped her fingers through my hair. She began to pull my head to the side, and my neck was exposed to her. The woman's bent neck straightened, and it made a disgusting crack that echoed in my ears. She opened her mouth wide to reveal sharpened teeth. Her wide eyes turned into two inky black pools. The woman's open mouth was now over my neck, and she began to slowly sink her teeth into me. The cold, sharp pain mixed with the feeling of hot blood pouring out of me. The sharp fangs dug deeper and deeper into me. I had no idea how to stop this thing. The only thing I could deduce is that it existed in reflections. I stared blankly at my reflection on the phone screen, and then an epiphany. If she only existed in my reflection with me, what would happen if I broke the reflection? I didn't waste another moment thinking, so I raised a leg and stomped down onto my phone. I stomped over and over and over again, the sound of broken glass filling me with hope. The grip on my hair started to come loose, and the feeling of sharp fangs that pierced my neck began to dissipate. I completely shattered my phone, and I was left collapsed on the ground. I'm not sure how long I was there, but when I finally came to, everything was dry. There was no sign of that woman. My neck ached, and I crabbed it. There wasn't much, but I was still bleeding. I stepped out of the alleyway, and I found myself on the street. I looked at my reflection in the building windows nearby and was thankful to only see myself. I cried, and my sobs turned into happy laughter. I composed myself and decided, fuck this place. I'm going to go home. No, I'm going to go back to that apartment, get my things, and go home. So that's what I did. It wasn't too late for me to get back to my dad, so I could apologize for everything I've said and done. I got back to the apartment and began to gather my little belongings. I was going to call my dad to tell him I was coming back, and that he was right, but No phone. Guess I was gonna surprise him. I spruced myself up, checking myself in the mirror, and I saw that woman was right behind me. She grabbed my neck, and the last thing I would hear would be a loud snap.